Hi, in this video, we're going to be looking at standard deviation. So just to give you a little background, this table is a sample of the marks from the 5 students that sat at the same test in 3 different classes. So we have class A, class B, same students. You'll notice their marks are given. First one is 80, 80, 80, 40, 40. And then we see that they found the mean and the range. Now, if we examine the table, each class has a mean of 64. You'll notice all the means are the same. But the spread and variation of the marks show large differences. We look at the range, we see test class A and class B got a range of 40, 40, and the last one has 2. So the range gives a poor measure of variation in this example. So classes A and B have the same range of 40, but you'll notice that the marks in class A, 80, 80, 80, 40, 40, they are not close to the mean. But if you look at class B, 80, 76, 68, 56, and 40, they are close to the mean. So that is the concept that we want to discuss, the closeness to the mean. And this is what leads to the definition of standard deviation, closeness to the mean. We're going to take a past paper question, the June 2023 practice paper, and we're going to use our calculator to find the answers to this question. So the question says 10 netball teams participated in a tournament. The total points scored by each team at the end of the tournament are recorded in the table below. And you can see we got the points 17, 18, 20, and it goes on right to 52. Now I'm going to use my calculator to assist me here. So I'm using a Casio calculator, natural display. So I'm going to firstly clear my calculator, shift and clear, that's number 9, and then I'm pressing 3, and press equal to, we cleared the calculator. So the first thing we're going to do is bring the calculator into stats mode. So I'm going to click on mode, and then it says number 3 for stats. We go to number 3. I want to just cancel that and go back. Mode, number 3 for stats. And I'm going to go to 1 for variance. 1. And we have a table that comes up and waiting for us to enter the X values. So we have all the data here, 17, 18, 20, going up to 52. We're going to now enter the data. So I'm going to start with the first one, 17. Notice I'm typing, being too hard on the keys. 17 equal to sign. Then I'm going to 18. Equal to sign. Then I'm going to go to the next number, which is 20. Then I'm going to 24, 28, 31, 33, 36. And we're going to make a deliberate mistake, say 44. And you notice when you make a mistake, it's very easy with the calculator. Instead of putting 42, I put 44. We just can go up, go to 44, and we can re-enter 42. And it will override that. And the last value we're looking for there is 52. Notice my mouse is double clicking. So I've got all my data. It's good to actually inspect your data. Make sure that you've entered all the correct data. Okay, once you're happy with your data, you can press the AC button. And we now want to find the information. The first one is to calculate the median. Now, we can sort the numbers from highest to lowest or lowest to highest. And the median we know is the middle number. But we're going to use a calculator to help us out with this task. So we'll click on Shift, 1 for stats. And there we have our information. We can go to 4 for variance. And you'll notice if I'm finding our median, you can't find it there. So just to go to the two important ones that we want to look at. Number 2, that's our mean for average, and there's our number 3 for standard deviation. So I'm going to go back, AC, go back to Shift, 1 for stats. And if you want to pick out the median, your median, you can pick it up in option number 6, which is min-max. So I'm going to go to 6. And you'll notice that it gives you the 5-point number summary. 1 for minimum, 2 for max, 3 for quartile 1, 4 for median, and 5 for quartile 3. So I'm going to choose 4 for median. And then we have our median of 29.5. We're going to write that down. 29.5. Okay. Next question is to find my mean. Use our calculator again. Now, the way you can find the mean is also to add all this information, the data, and then divide by 10. I'm going to use your calculator to assist me in this task. So I'm going to go to Shift 1, and there's number 3 for sum. Or you can go directly to number 4, which is your variance. But I'm going to use sum because I can get the total and show some working. So I'm choosing number 3, and there's our auto sum, number 2 feature. Press 2. So we got the sum out. And the reason why I'm going this route and then dividing by 10, that'll give me a 30.1. So I'm getting, if the question carries 2, they normally would give a mark for the total sum and then dividing by 10. We could have found it directly with the calculator just to make sure. So we could have go to AC, Shift 1. That happened too quick. Let me go back. Shift 1. And we're going to 4 for variance. And you'll notice if you want the mean, which is your average, you can click on number 2. That's your symbol for average, number 2. And you press your equal to, you got your 30.1 matching what we found. Now we're going to go to the next question, which is the big ones. Determine the standard deviation. So we're going to go back to Shift, number 1. And then we go to 4 for variance. And there's our symbol for standard deviation found at number 3. So we're going to choose number 3. And equal to, and there's our standard deviation. We can round it up to 2 decimal places. That gives me 10.62. Happened too quick. Let me just go back. 10.62. Oh, sorry, we skipped there. So we go to our last question. Determine the number of teams who scored more than 1 standard deviation from the mean. So what we're going to do is we take our mean, then we're going to add 1 standard deviation, and we're also going to subtract 1 standard deviation. So there's our mean. We're looking at our mean of being 30.1, and there's our standard deviation. So with the calculator, we can take 30.1 plus 10.62, and that will give me a 40.72. And then we're going to take our 30.1, and then we're going to subtract the 1 standard deviation of 10.62, and that will give me 30.1 minus 10.62 will give me a 19.48. If the question is 2 standard deviations, if it was 2 SDs, then all we have to do is take the standard deviation, multiply it by 2, then we'll say the mean plus 2 times the standard deviation, and then we'll take the mean, subtract 2 times the standard deviation. That's how we work with standard deviation. Thank you.